This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to another edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. I don't know if you heard that, but somebody already hooted, and we haven't even asked a single question. Wow, it's already an exciting weekend here on Bergstrom State Line. Maybe the excitement is because not only are we wrapping up the month of January, but we're also wrapping up our first round because whoever wins this game earns the final seat in our Sweet 16. No pressure, teams. Speaking of teams, let's say hello to them. First, the Harlem Huskies. Huskies have been part of Quiz Bowl since day one. Last season, they fell just 30 points shy. Sorry to bring that point up again, but 30 points kept you from the third round. That has to sting still a little bit. Did all three of you play that season? Oh, Ben, so how does it feel? It still hurts. You're speechless. I get it. You're the captain of the team. Introduce us to who you brought with you.
To my right is Maya, and to my left is Gabby.
And I don't know, Lexi and the Oregon Hawks, but Ben's been like, look, we only need 3 people to take on the Hawks today. They're already trash talking. That never happens in this game, right? Maybe that's some inspiration for you to play really well. Oregon Hawks are here. Oregon's been part of Quiz Bowl since the beginning as well. They want to make it to the second round for the first time since season 5. That would be sweet. Lexi, introduce us to who you brought with you.
On my right, I have Ryan. On my near left, I have Emily. And on my far left, I have Virginia.
And Lexi's like, look, we even brought a guy with crutches. We can take on your team of 3. I'm like the hype man today. I'm just egging everybody on. Second time Harlem and Oregon have squared off. The only other time it happened was game 1 of season 5, so it's been a while. We begin with our buzzing round. Contestants, so hands on your buzzers. Remember the 2 most important rules. Wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Good luck. A final seat in the Sweet 16 is on the line. Here we go. The 2022 Netflix documentary Genius covers the life of what rapper whose debut album was titled The College Dropout? Maya.
Kanye West.
That is correct. Would have taken Ye, too, the artist formerly known as Kanye, maybe. And Harlem is first on the board this week. What TV show which generated the spin-offs Private Practice and Station 19? Emily.
Grey's Anatomy.
That is correct. You didn't even need the rest of those. The long-running ABC drama Seattle surgeon named Meredith is who that is named after. We're tied. What composer who depicted the friends Nadir and Zurga in The Pearl Fishers included the Toreador song and a habanera in his opera Carmen? Lexi.
Ibsen.
Incorrect. Harlem, you could take these points. Go ahead, Ben.
Tchaikovsky.
Incorrect. Bizet. That's worth asking, though, right? Georges Bizet. In August 2022, the FBI raided what Florida residence? Ryan.
Mar-a-Lago.
That's correct. Former President Donald Trump is part of an investigation regarding classified documents. What town where an engine house filled with rebels was captured by Robert E. Lee was the site of a federal arsenal raided in 1859 by John Brown? Emily.
Harper's Ferry.
You got it. That's right, now a National Historic Park. What writer criticized the Soviet prison system in his novel One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich and in his nonfiction work, The Gulag Archipelago? Ryan.
Trotsky.
Incorrect. Harlem, you have a chance for these points. Ben.
Smith.
Incorrect. The famous Russian author Smith. No, he went on to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1970. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Solzhenitsyn. Glad you said Smith. That would have been much easier for me to say as an answer. New question. What disease, which is unrelated to smallpox, had its first U.S. case since 2013 in 2022, can cause paralysis and may be treated with an iron lung? Ryan.
Polio.
That's right. Mostly affects young children, but vaccines have practically wiped it from the planet. What noble gas, which makes up about 1% of Earth's atmosphere, is used with potassium-40 in a common radiometric dating technique? Ryan.
Helium.
Incorrect. Harlem? Go ahead, Gabby.
Xenon?
Say that again, Gabby.
Xenon?
Incorrect. Argon. That's argon potassium dating is that process. What U.S. city, which is home to the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, Faneuil Hall, And the Bunker Hill Monument is the capital of Massachusetts. Lexi.
Oh goodness. Boston.
Yes, that's right. Home of the Red Sox. That would have been a helpful clue, right? You didn't need it. You got those 10 points. What procedure often uses a burette is stopped at an end point when an indicator changes color? Ryan.
Titration.
Yes, and is used to find a substance's concentration. English author Robert Graves wrote what 1934 historical novel whose title character describes the reigns of Caligula and other Roman emperors? Ryan.
Rome.
Incorrect. Harlem, you have a chance for these points. The novel is actually turned into a BBC TV series, I, Claudius. What personage whose origin is debated in the Filioque controversy descended on the apostles on Pentecost and forms the Trinity with God and Jesus? Lexi.
The Holy Spirit.
That is correct. That's the end of that's the completion of the Trinity. It's also the completion of our round. We're out of time for round one. 3 more rounds to play. We go into our first break with Oregon a strong lead, 70 points. Harlem has 10. But again, 3 rounds to play. That means lots of points. We'll earn some more points in our next round with volleyball after this. Oregon is off to a strong start and the final game of our first round here this season in Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Oregon has 70, Harlem has 10. Before we get to the volleyball round, a very special thank you to Anne-Marie Walker, who is the marketing director at Rockford's Discovery Center Museum, a place you could spend hours wandering around and learning things and having fun. We appreciate you spending some hours with us, helping us with our game. So Anne-Marie, thank you. Our volleyball round contestants is a conferring round. So we encourage you to work as a team, but the answers have to come from the captains. And because of our coin flip, Ben, you and the Huskies will get the first question. Are you ready? Yes. Here's the first volleyball. What title character lives near the mouse trainer Mr. Bobo and meets an other mother who has buttons for eyes in a children's novel by Neil Gaiman?
Coraline?
Yes. And that story is sort of terrifying. But you got 10 points for knowing that, and we're over now to Oregon. Lexi, here's your first question of the round. What colony was formed by the merger of upper and lower portions as recommended by the Durham Report in the years after the Patriots' War of 1837? That was Canada. Upper and Lower Canada were merged into the province of Canada. Back to Harlem. What organization, the plaintiff in a 1992 case against Robert Casey, was founded by Margaret Sanger and provides reproductive health services?
Planned Parenthood?
Yes, that seemed like a team effort as well. The quick answer came from you and your teammates. 10 more. Back over to Oregon. What holiday, which names a 1930 poem by T.S. Eliot inspired by his conversion to Anglicanism, is the day after Mardi Gras and the first day of Lent?
Fat Tuesday?
Incorrect. Ash Wednesday. Catholics traditionally get ashes on their foreheads on that day. Back to Harlem. What shape is the graph of the equation x squared plus y squared equals r squared, where r is a constant?
Circle?
That's right. Certainly helped if you could visualize the equation. You didn't need that. That's 3 in a row for Harlem. Back to Oregon. What Midwestern state whose Supreme Court held in 2019 that women had the right to an abortion upheld that ruling in an August 2022 referendum?
Illinois?
Incorrect. Kansas. Back to Harlem. What statesman who declared O tempora o mores against Catiline and attacked Mark Antony in the Philippics is considered a model Roman rhetorician?
George Washington?
Incorrect. Cicero. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Back to Oregon. In 2007, historian Drew Gilpin Faust was named the first female president of what university whose endowment, as of 2022, is the largest in the U.S.?
Harvard?
You got it. That's right. Was that a suggestion from you, Ryan?
Yeah.
Fist bump, of course. That endowment is roughly $53 billion. Back to Harlem. What film series in which Haddonfield resident Laurie Strode is played by Jamie Lee Curtis depicts serial killer Michael Myers and is set in October?
Halloween.
That's correct. The last installment, actually, Halloween Ends, was just released this past October. You've got those points, and that's how we end the round. Harlem's closed the gap a little bit, so it's only a 30-point swing right now. Oregon has 80, Harlem has 50, halfway through our game. Our NECA IBEW lightning round is next. That means lots of points, but first, you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question.
Only 73 seconds after taking off from Cape Canaveral in Florida, which space shuttle exploded, killing all 7 of its crew members?
This week on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, halfway through, Oregon has 80, Harlem has 50, but as several of our team players just said, this may be the most important part of the day. It's the Bergstrom bonus question. That's because there's pizza on the line from Lino's. Pizza and pasta. Ah, it doesn't get much better. Now we're all hungry. All right, hands on your buzzers. If you're watching at home, you already saw this question. Our contestants haven't. Let me know if you know the answer to this, contestants. Only 74 seconds after taking off from Cape Canaveral in Florida, which space shuttle exploded? Emily.
The Challenger.
That is correct, killing all 7 of its crew members. And like so many of your parents, I can tell you exactly where I was this week, it was January 28th, 1986 when that happened. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with NECA IBEW's lightning round because it is super fast. Strap yourself in. It is a very close game here, halfway through. Oregon has 80, Harlem has 50, and we're about to start our NECA IBEW lightning round. Because of the coin flip, Oregon gets first pick. So Lexi, these are your categories this week. The Book of Exodus, classic film quotes, or the letter H.
The letter H, please.
All right, it's all yours. What does the H stand for in? So I will give you an acronym. You answer with the word, so whatever H stands for in this acronym. You will have 1 minute to get through these, and if you run the category, it's 100 points added to your score. You can pass, that's advice for both teams, and then Ben, you'll have 30 seconds to clean up whatever they don't get to. Lexi, are you ready for the first one?
Yeah.
What does the letter H stand for in the sports league NHL?
Hockey.
Correct. The sexually transmitted disease HIV?
Human.
Correct. The Biomedical Research Agency, NIH?
Health.
Correct. The reality TV series, RHONY?
Pass.
The unit of measure, MPH?
Hour.
Correct. The engineering system known as HVAC?
Pass.
The cassette tape format, VHS?
Home.
Correct. The text shorthand, TBQH?
Honest.
Correct. The web language, HTML?
Hypertext. Hyper.
Correct. The college descriptor, HBCU?
Historically.
Correct. The reality TV show series, RHONY?
Pass.
And that's no time to get to that other one. 8 out of a lightning round. That's pretty solid. You added 80 points to your score. Nice job. You're up to 160. Ben, there's 30 seconds left on the clock for you. There's only 2. Take all the time you want, or if you want to give a no answer, if you're stuck on something, we can just move on. It's up to you, but you have those 30 seconds if you want them. You ready? What does the letter H stand for in the reality TV series RHONY?
Housewives.
Correct. The engineering system known as HVAC?
Hydrogen.
Incorrect. And we'll let the clock run out. So the only one that nobody got was HVAC. You might call an HVAC or HVAC technician, maybe if your furnace goes out. That acronym stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So heating is the H in that one. All right, Ben, so here are the categories that are left for you. Classic film quotes or the Book of Exodus?
Classic film quotes.
All right. Name the films from which these lines originate. So if you've got a film buff on your team, you may be able to clean up here. Same goes for you, Lexi, whatever they don't get to in 60 seconds. That's what's on the clock. Ben, are you set for your first one? Name the films from which these lines originate. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Pass.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Pass.
Yo, Adrian.
Pass.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Pass.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Correct. Rosebud as a dying word.
Pass.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Pass.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Star Wars.
Can you be more specific?
A New Hope.
Incorrect. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pass.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Pass.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Pass.
And that's time. You actually got to go back to one that you passed on. One of them you got correct. You boosted your score by 10. You're up to 70. So there's a lot left here. Lexi, if you're paying attention, maybe you can go through these pretty quickly, and I'll read them as fast as I can. Ready? Name the films from which these lines originate. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Bed Notes and Broomsticks.
Incorrect. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Baby Driver.
Incorrect. Yo, Adrian.
Pass.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Pass.
Rosebud as a dying word.
Pass.
You get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Incorrect. Do or do not, there is no try. And that's time. There was a lot left to go back there. Probably would have been easier if I could have done these in character, you know, but lions and tigers and bears, oh my. That's the Wizard of Oz. Nobody puts baby in a corner is Dirty Dancing. Yo, Adrian. That's Rocky. Hey, don't laugh at me. I'm doing the best I can up here. Here's looking at you, kid. From Casablanca. Humphrey Bogart said that. And rumor is that Humphrey Bogart actually ad-libbed that line, probably the most famous line of that movie. Rosebud was actually whispered by Citizen Kane at the end of that movie. So you answered Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's the name of the book. We needed the film, which is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. 2001: A Space Odyssey from the creepy computer HAL. That's who said it, HAL 9000. And gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. That was from the movie Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. That was one of the most fun categories we've had in a long time, at least for me, anyway. We got a pretty wide spread here. It's 90 points, 160 to 70, but a lot can happen in our final challenge because each question is worth 20 points. We'll have that final challenge after the break. Last round of the day, and actually last round of our first round in our tournament. It's the final challenge. Contestants, this is a buzz-in, so if you know the answer, you're on your own when you buzz in. The two most important rules: wait for me to call your name and then say your answer loudly and clearly. Oregon has 160, Harlem has 70. The last spot in our Sweet 16 is on the line. Good luck, contestants. Here we go with our final challenge. What character uses a poisoned dress to murder Glauce and escapes in the chariot of Helios in a Euripides play that depicts her abandonment by Jason? Lexi.
Medea.
That is correct, and you're first on the board in this round. What five-word saying, which the speaker believes is true, quote, where there are cows, is said by a man in the last line of Robert Frost's poem Mending Wall? Lexi.
The grass is greener.
Incorrect. Harlem, you could take these points. It'll bring you up to 90. That saying is good fences make good neighbors. What brass instrument, usually pitched in F, can be stopped by putting one's hand in its bell? Ben.
French horn.
That's right. Highly coiled, sometimes called French. The French horn is what we needed, and those are your first points of the round. What alkaline earth metal replaces calcium in limestone to form dolomite, has a milky white hydroxide, and is found with sulfate in Epsom salt? Lexi.
Sodium.
Incorrect. Harlem, this will put you in triple digits. Go ahead, Ben.
Chloride.
Incorrect. Magnesium. What man who gave the blood and iron speech ordered the anti-Catholic Kulturkampf after uniting Germany as the originally Prussian Iron Chancellor? Ryan.
Chancellor Wilhelm.
Incorrect. Harlem. Otto von Bismarck. What chemistry law, named for a Frenchman, holds that for a gas at constant pressure, the ratio of its volume to absolute temperature is constant? Lexi.
Bohr.
Incorrect. Harlem. Ben.
Avogadro.
Incorrect. It's worth a guess. Charles' Law, after Jacques Charles. What Polish-British anthropologist studied the Trobriand Islanders in his 1922 book, Argonauts of the Western Pacific? Ryan.
Smith.
Incorrect. Harlem? Ben.
Johnson.
Incorrect. A little bit off those common names. Malinowski. You were so close. What character tells the sun to gallop a space so night comes faster, muses about a rose by any other name, and in a Shakespeare play? Ryan.
Hamlet.
Incorrect. I will finish for Harlem. Marries Romeo. Gabby.
Juliet.
That is right. That last clue helps. Sometimes it pays to wait. Harlem's in triple digits. What mountain, which George Bell called a savage mountain that tries to kill you, is the second highest mountain in the world? Ryan.
K2.
That is correct. Rockford's Ed Viesters, one of the best mountain climbers in the world, wrote a book about K2. And that's how we end the round, with Oregon making it to 200. Harlem, not too far behind me, 110. Triple digits isn't too shabby. Sometimes that's difficult to do, but congratulations first are in order, Oregon, because you earned that last spot in this week's 16. Nice job. You're heading to the second round. Harlem, we're glad that you played. We hope you had a good time. How many of you are seniors? Just Ben. All right, so that means Maya and Gabby, you're coming back next season, recruiting some players, and then Ben, you come by and visit and cheer them on. Is that a deal? Okay, and we hope you come and join us for round 2. It begins next weekend with our reigning champs, Belvedere North, taking on Dixon. We hope to see you then.